before this Laplace correction, let us recall what is Newton's formula for velocity, okay, and how this Laplace correction came from. Now, Newton was studying about the propagation of velocity through a medium, right? Now, propagation of sound, velocity of sound through the medium. So he have studied. He concluded that the velocity of sound depends upon the properties of medium, that is the elasticity and density. How it depends on elasticity and density? Now everybody knows that sound wave is a longitudinal wave, right? So therefore sound, when it is propagating through any medium or when it is traveling through any medium, then we know that compression and rarefaction is being produced alternately. So wherever compression is being produced, at that point the density is more, and wherever the rarefaction is being produced, at that time you can say that the density is much less. So according to this, the velocity of sound depends on the density. Now elasticity, the sound wave also depends on elasticity of the medium, okay, because it should have a restoring force in the medium, okay. So therefore these are the two properties on which the velocity of sound depends, right? So now according to Newton, what he told that this, due to this elastic property, he formed a formula that is under root E upon rho. Rho is nothing but the density of the medium and E is nothing but it is the elasticity modulus, or you can say elastic coefficient of elasticity. Now according to him, he told that since this is a slow process, that is the generation of compression and rarefaction is very slow process, so therefore whatever the heat is being produced during this compression, it has been transferred to the atmosphere, and therefore according to this he also assumed that it is a sound wave when it is traveling. It is an isothermal process. So therefore he again used another quantity, that is isothermal bulk modulus, which is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So therefore this, since we got B is equal to under root E upon rho. Now E is equal to P, which is atmospheric pressure. Now if you want to know how E is equal to P, then we have to go in detail. Now see, bulk modulus is equal to stress upon volume stress, which is equal to, stress is nothing but force per unit area divided by change in volume divided by the total volume. This is equal to, this force into area, delta force into area is nothing but delta P divided by delta V upon V, which will give you delta P V divided by delta V. This is the formula for E, okay. Now according to gas law, P V is equal to K. Now differentiating above equation, okay, differentiating above equation, what you get? You get delta P V plus V delta P V, then delta V P is equal to 0. Now if you rearrange this equation, that is, if I take this equation on that side, then what you will get? You will get, you will get delta, here only I will write, okay, delta P V is equal to delta V P. If I take this term on this side, then you will get, delta, this will be minus, okay, this side, on this side it will be minus, and we have to take mod, so that this P will get positive. So therefore delta P V divided by delta V is equal to P. I have taken the mod of this. Okay. So therefore this and this equation are almost same. Okay. So therefore according to this, if you compare these two equations, then you will say that E is equal to P, and therefore this equation will become V is equal to under root, yes, it will be P upon rho. And if you calculate, if this was the equation given by, yes, Newton's formula. Now if you calculate this P, that is at normal temperature pressure, okay, so P is equal to HdG. Now if you take the values of HdG and put it in this equation, then what you will get? You will get V is equal to, yes, 280 meter per second. This was the value given by Newton. Now if you see the experimental value which was, yes, experimented by some scientists. So that experimental value which was about 332 meter per second. Now if you see, if you compare both of them, then you can say that, yes, there is a large difference. The error is very large. So therefore this error was corrected by Laplace. Now what he did? He corrected from the step that is isothermal. Since Newton told us that it is an isothermal process, but no, Laplace said that it is an adiabatic process. Now how it is an adiabatic process? Now say you know that, yes, Newton told that it was very slow process, and therefore the heat got more time for dissipation, right? So therefore this was been corrected by Laplace that it was a rapid process. It was a rapid process, and therefore, yes, the generation of compression and retraction was so rapid that it does not got any time for, yes, dissipation, and therefore the heat content was remain constant in the medium. Over here the heat was being transferred to the atmosphere, and over here the heat was remain constant in the medium. So therefore this is turned into adiabatic process. This was an adiabatic, yes, process. So this was an adiabatic process, and this was an isothermal process. Okay, now next is what? He told that, yes, E was equal to the atmospheric pressure. Over here, Laplace added one term, that is E is equal to gamma P. This gamma is nothing but it is the ratio of specific heat constant, or at constant pressure to the specific heat at constant volume, that is gamma is equal to Cp upon C. So this was the term which was introduced in the equation. So according to this, what will be the formula for velocity of sound? We got the formula from Newton. V is equal to under root E upon rho, right? So according to Laplace, yes, E was equal to gamma P, right? And what was gamma? Gamma was nothing but it is the specific heat at constant pressure to specific heat at constant volume. And the value for gamma is about 1.41. Okay. Now, if you put this value in this equation, we will get V is equal to under root gamma T divided by rho. And this was the formula given by Laplace. Now if you put all the values in this equation, then you will get the answer as 332.3 meter per second. And this value was almost, yes, near to, yes, the experimental value. Experimental value which was equal to 332 meter per second square. Now you can see that this is almost equal to, yes, the experimental value, and therefore from now onwards we will use this equation for further studies. Okay, that is V is equal to under root gamma P upon rho. So according to all these things, we can conclude that velocity of sound depends on the properties of the medium. So I hope you have understood about the Laplace correction and even the Newton formula. Okay. Now in the next lecture we will see about the factors affecting the velocity of sound.